I want to take a moment to tell you about one of my sponsors. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Yes, I even use it. So let me explain more. Anchor is free. Yes, completely free. Why are you paying for a podcast host when you don't have to? Anchor makes it easy to migrate your podcast from your existing host that you're paying monthly or yearly for. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You also have the option to upload your own mixed and produced episodes. And it seriously is that easy to upload and edit from your mobile device. I do it all the time. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So whether you've already established yourself or you're just starting out, it's seriously everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So here's what you need to do. Download the free Anchor app to get started or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm. Hey there, podcast family, and welcome to episode number 20 of the podcast. Can you believe it's February already? January sure came and went really quick, but I hope you're having a great start to 2020. Don't forget to drop by the website at 99percentlocalpod.com to listen to all past episodes, or do so on your favorite podcast platform. But hey, while you're on the website, if you'd like to support what I'm doing, you can contribute to this podcast monetarily or by purchasing a t-shirt. All contributions are greatly appreciated and help make me make the best episodes that I possibly can. This week's guest is Shawn Miller, who is the founder and owner of the yard sale store and the auction house here in Middle Tennessee. Shawn is kind of a big deal, as in wheel and deal. Shawn and his wife Miriam started in the liquidation business around 12 years ago, buying overstocked water heaters from Home Depot and selling them in a Nolensville Road shop, and gradually grew into what they are today with inventory from stores such as Amazon, Wayfair, Target, and Home Depot. The Millers opened their first retail store in Smyrna in 2013, another in Murfreesboro in 2016, and their third location in Mount Juliet in October 2018. The Millers also operate the auction house in Smyrna, which holds a Saturday live auction every week, where you can find great deals on random items that may have some blemishes or missing pieces. Frequently featured categories are kitchen appliances, household items, outdoor power equipment, outdoor furniture, tablets, and other small electronics. As I have been told, the auction house is something you definitely want to check out. Back to the retail stores, don't let the yard sale name fool you. You're not going to find the usual garage sale tables piled with unorganized, unpriced items. Everything in their stores are nicely merchandised, new-looking returns, overstocks, and box damaged and liquidation items where the inventory changes daily. You also might expect used merchandise, but 99% of what the yard sale store has is new stuff priced 30 to 90% off retail. The aspects of the business that are most like a yard sale are the fact that they have a little bit of everything, and negotiating prices is welcome. The yard sale store has been recognized in Murfreesboro as a Ruthies Award winner 3 years running, and just last year the Miller's Company was featured on Nashville's News Channel 5, Talk of the Town with Meryl Rose, and Miss Cheap Mary Hance, who writes about saving money for the Tennessean. So with that said, let's jump right into it. Here's my conversation with Shawn Miller, founder and owner of the yard sale store and the auction house. Thanks for doing this.
I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to get on with you.
Well, why don't you do this? I've been doing this lately and kind of putting my guests on the spot. Can you kind of describe your profession or what you do in one sentence, and then we'll dig a little deeper?
Sure. Well, we are a liquidation outlet that sells merchandise through a retail chain and a live auction house, and our goal is to sell quality product at a deep discount.
All right, simple enough. So you run this company, you founded this company, the yard sale store, and the auction house alongside your wife, Miriam, as well. So I know I was doing some research on you guys. You won a couple awards, recognition, I think in Rutherford County, like the Ruthies Awards.
Yeah, that's correct. There's a couple different awards, media awards that are local in Rutherford County. The Main Street Awards and also the Ruthies is the bigger one, and we've been recognized by both of those as best liquidation, best auction house, best auctioneer. So we've gotten some great recognition here locally.
Cool. I saw you were featured too by Miss Cheap as well from the Tennessean, and
Mary.
I think News Channel 5's Talk of the Town, which I think was a video with Mary. So yeah, awesome. So you have store locations, 3 right now, right? In Smyrna, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet.
That's correct.
Well, we're gonna go back a little bit before we talk more about your store and the things you do with the store. But are you originally from the Nashville area?
No, we're not. We've lived here for 11 years. My wife and I are both originally from South Florida. We met down there in Miami on Miami Beach, and we got married in 2005, and in 2008 made our way up to Middle Tennessee.
Yeah. What brought you here? Anything specifically?
Back then, I was involved in land sales, and the company we were with had a project in Tennessee, and I was spending a lot of time up here in the Nashville area. And at that time, my son was a newborn. He was 6-8 months back then, and I was traveling a lot. And I kept telling my wife, she had been up here many times with me as well, and we just really loved the area. There's a lot to love about being in Miami, but being up here was just a totally different experience, and we really grew to love it. And I was spending so much time up here, we decided to make the move. And that's what brought us here, and now we are where we are as we've grown this business 11 years later.
Yeah. So how did you actually get started with this business idea?
Yeah, well, when I came up here in land sales, I was spending the majority of my time, doing real estate and working that type of a business. And my wife, as she moved up here, she's always worked, and she was looking for something to get involved in. And her brother worked for a big liquidation outlet in Miami, and so from talking to her brother, she found different contacts on who to talk to in regards to doing something similar up here, on a much smaller scale. And one thing led to another. We started working with companies like Home Depot and Lowe's and Amazon. And as that business started to grow, I started to realize, hey, I'm in the wrong business here, and I need to start helping her build this company up. So, from 2008, 2009, I was more strictly into the real estate side of it, and I just slowly but surely worked my way over to working with her. We enjoyed it. We loved working in retail and talking to people and learning about product, and it was so much different than what we've ever known before. And by 2013, we said, hey, we need to kick this thing off, and we think there's a great opportunity up here. We think that what we've created in regards to a business model really has some ability to work, and at that time we focused all of our attention towards that.
Yeah. So you opened your first store in 2013, or was it prior to that?
In 2008, when I came up here, 2009, my wife had a very small store on Nolensville Pike. It was called the Liquidation Outlet, Liquidation Center, and she was working there, and it was, again, liquidation product. The majority of it was home improvement type product, and I was helping her there as well. And then, as we started to learn the market and understand different vendors, and then, we really realized the absolute potential that was up here, we decided to focus our attention on finding more vendors, and I kind of jumped all in 2011, 2012, and then at that point in time we created a model where we said we wanted to be in Rutherford County as opposed to the Nashville area, and that's when we started the yard sale store, coming back to Rutherford County, with our first store was in Smyrna.
Awesome. So just for the purpose of listeners, liquidation, can you kind of define what that is?
Sure. There's a lot of different ways to translate liquidation, but the way that the market has kind of determined it over the last couple of years is really liquidation. There's so much online product now, and that's what's driving this market. Is people getting on Amazon and buying product, or other online vendors, and they buy product. And the way for Amazon to compete with different companies, they make it so easy for a customer to buy and also return. That's part of the advantages of buying online. It's so easy to buy something, and if you don't like it, you return it pretty easily.
Right, right.
So liquidation used to be, truck salvage, closeouts, things of that nature. Now it's really the return business. And when I say return, it's not necessarily returns of items that don't work. It's returns of things that are just ordered incorrectly, wrong color, wrong size, mistake purchase. Scratch and dent before it gets to your door. So what our business has evolved into, when we say return or liquidation, 95% of what we sell is brand new product. It's just less than perfect packaging, or it's the wrong color, or just needs to be sold out because it's seasonal.
No, that makes sense. So that's you buy something, you return it, doesn't fit. Is that mostly what happens with those products? Like, for example, you said you work with Home Depot, Wayfair. So yeah. How does that relationship actually work? I mean, do you just form a partnership with those companies, or?
Sure, great question. That was one of the hardest. Yeah. That was the barrier to entry when we first started, is to getting involved with a company like a Home Depot, Wayfair, or an Amazon. Really difficult to get in with them, and other like third-party vendors made that a little bit easier for us to get involved. Nowadays, we're direct with those vendors, so we have direct relationships with Amazon, Home Depot, and Wayfair, which is exciting for us. But again, as they're selling the product off or liquidating the product, different companies have different types of rules of thumb. With Wayfair as an example, a lot of that product gets damaged in freight. So, and when I say damaged, the box is damaged. There's a small tear to the back of the sofa. One of the legs may have gotten disjointed slightly. Yeah. They're not sending you something that has a huge gash in it, or it's just totally unusable product. It's really like an A+ type issue. And then they'll sell it to people like me, who buy it at a certain rate, and then we try to resell it at a discount. We try to pass all the discounts on to our customers.
So the name of your store, the yard sale store, it's obvious. I mean, was there anything into coming up with that name?
The name is a blessing and a curse. We came up with the name, and what we were trying to imply, and it still worked to today, is that we have a variety of items. You'll never know what you'll find at one of our stores, and we're always selling at a deep discount. But unlike a yard sale, we're selling brand new stuff. We're selling it with a guarantee, so you can buy with confidence. So that name has brought in a ton of traffic. When people drive by one of our stores and they see that name, it brings in a lot of traffic. Every once in a while, I'll bring in somebody who actually thinks it really is a yard sale, and we have to kind of educate them on what we do and where we're from. And sometimes it goes over great, and sometimes it doesn't, because they're looking for like a typical yard sale where they can buy, Christmas ornaments and all kinds of stuff that's 25 years old. But again, it's been a blessing and a curse. Again, it does. The one good thing about that name is that as most people drive by, whether they understand our model or not, they'll look at the name and they'll say, "Hey, what's that?"
They'll see that big sign out there. And so if I was going to come into your store, what am I going to see? Like, what types of products do you carry?
Well, a little bit of everything, and that's what we pride ourselves on.
Okay.
From whether it's sporting goods, electronics, home goods, workout equipment, exercise equipment, bedding, furniture. Really with being involved with a company like Amazon, anything Amazon sells, we get. We do. Yeah. Again, our model for sales, we're trying to sell items that retail for $100, $200. We're looking for bigger price point ticket items like barbecues and baby cribs and things like that. But you'll never know what you'll find. I'd say we have a really great following of people at all of our stores that come in every single day just because they don't know what they're going to find. One day it may be the Bluetooth speaker, the next day it may be a dog kennel, and the day after that it may be a treadmill. And they love that. They love the treasure hunting aspect of our store, where they just really never know what's going to be there.
Yeah, and you may have mentioned this, just below retail, what your prices are, but how do they compare, again, to regular retail?
Sure.
Like what kind of markdown do you have on those?
Our goal is to, in marketing, we're going to say we're anywhere from 30 to 90% off retail, but as we're pricing product, we're typically trying, as a rule of thumb, to always be half off. There's some items that we just can't compete at that price, but for the most part, if you walk in our store, if something's selling for $300 retail, we're going to try to sell for 150. That's really a rule of thumb
Yeah.
that we try to have. Some items we just don't have the ability to do that in regards to just the way we buy it, and there's some items that we can pass on a much bigger savings. And when we're able to do that, we do so.
So how often do you get new products in the store?
Every day, every store will get at least one truckload a day. When I say truckload, we deliver box trucks of products to each store. So every day they're getting deliveries. So again, what our goal is for when our customers come into the store, they have the opportunity to see something new each and every single day when they get in there. But we have product arriving at stores daily.
Yeah. So do those come from stores directly or like from warehouses or?
No, what happens is we have a distribution warehouse in Smyrna. Which is centrally located, which is actually where I work at. I work out of the warehouse in Smyrna. And we receive anywhere from 5 to 12 tractor trailer loads a week. And that warehouse will sort it, we'll price it, and we'll send it out. And from there, we'll determine, the price point of items, whether it's going to go to retail or it's going to go to the auction or how we're going to send it out. Enough stuff's going out there. Each store will receive, again, we try to get each store should get at least one truckload a day.
So what's like the turnover for new products? Like what's the average of, something like a grill or something being in your store?
They won't stay long, honestly.
No.
Like I would say, if we're doing an inventory, if the merchandise is priced correctly, and that's our goal, is to price it correctly, it won't be in our store for 30 days. Our staff knows that if an item's in there for 60 or 90 days and somebody's looking at it, they've got to get it sold. And that's the wheeling dealing aspect of our business as well, which I failed to mention before with the yard sale name, is that there is an aspect of wheeling and dealing in regards to, as the stuff comes in, we enjoy the banter back and forth with some of our customers.
I want to take a moment to tell you about a service called Declutter. It's the smart way to buy and sell tech. Declutter is the fast, easy, and totally free way to sell cell phones, tech, CDs, DVDs, games, and books. Simply get an instant valuation, ship for free, and get paid. You can do everything right from their website or from their mobile app. For signing up today, Declutter will add $5 to your total order value. So once your items arrive to Declutter, you get paid for them, including that free $5 bonus. It's that easy. So let me tell you, a few months ago, I actually pulled 3 boxes of my CD collection out of the attic, went through all of them, scanned them into Declutter, and I instantly got offers for those CDs. Packed them in a box, shipped them off for free, and got paid. Pretty clever. All you need to do is sign up at 99percentlocalpod.com/sell. So this is going back a little bit again, but, just the learning how to run this company and, learning from doing and, what's your educational background before you even went into, you mentioned your real estate and this. Did you have a educational background in business or?
I graduated from Florida State with a finance degree.
Finance.
And my wife had business background as well. And just again, a lot of this was trial by fire. Getting in there and understanding salesmanship, just naturally understanding the sales process. I think that it was a blessing that we were able to open that first small store on such a small scale. Really not knowing a lot, but getting in there, being able to talk to customers, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't work, understanding price points. That was a great opportunity for us to really understand the market. So when we were able to really, unlike some businesses where they launch full force right from the jump, we had this small trial period where we really got to understand the liquidation business. And when we were able to start the yard sale store, we had a great, background of knowledge and understanding the market.
Yeah. So it looks like, I was looking at your website, it looks like you're selling some of your products through Craigslist and eBay as well.
Sure. Yeah. So eBay is a portion of where we sell product. We also sell stuff, merchandise on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist in different ways, different avenues. We're trying to get more of an online presence. But in the liquidation business, it's much more difficult to have that online presence as opposed to just a regular retail store, because we really don't know what we're getting from day to day or from week to week or from month to month.
I want to talk about the auction house that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of tell me about that
Sure.
and what you're doing?
Oh, I love the auction. We do weekly auctions. Every Saturday we've been doing them, doing auctions for 6 years. We have John Curtis as our auctioneer. When I started the auctions, I had never really been to too many auctions. I'd gone to a handful of them, and we were thinking about different ways to move product to our customers. And we said, auctions could be a good way just to liquidate product fast. So had an auctioneer come in. John came in, auctioned for us. I really at that time couldn't tell whether he was good or bad, and he kicked it off. And then over the 6 years, I've come to learn that he's probably the best I've ever seen. So we got very lucky with having him come in to be an auctioneer. So what happens there is as we're sorting merchandise for the store, what the auction has done is it's given us the opportunity to sell either less than perfect packaging product that maybe couldn't get to a shelf in a store and showcase it as well as it should be, but it's a good item. Like let's say a TV comes in and the box is not in great shape, but it's it's a great TV. Not easy for us to maybe put in a store, but it's great to put in an auction. So the auction is just a great place to put stuff in there. People have fun, and it's just a wide variety of stuff. The auction is a great sample of what our store carries because you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes we'll sell a brand new DeWalt tool set and it'll go for $25, and the next week the same DeWalt tool set will go for $250. It's absolutely the most unpredictable thing you'd ever seen. And each week we get about 200 people into our auction each week, and out of those 200, I say 120 to 130 are the same people every week. They just keep coming back, and it keeps growing from there. They just have a great time. Whether they're resellers or maybe they're hoarders, I don't know. They just keep coming back, and they're great customers, and they love the auction. They absolutely love the auction. We're actually moving the auction to a new location in Murfreesboro. There's a new standalone building in Murfreesboro, which will be coming online here, hopefully, very beginning of 2020.
Let's talk about your typical day. What's that like? Are you working in the stores, or more behind the scenes, or?
Yeah, they like to keep me out of the store because when I get to the store, I kind of caused a lot of damage. I'm kind of throwing mixed signals to everybody. So my wife Miriam is an expert merchandiser and manager of the retail setting. So she is much more in charge of the look and the feel. And part of what we do is we try to have a fantastic merchandising experience for the customer. I work mostly in the warehouse. I'm in charge of sourcing product, bringing product in, dedicating where that product will go, how to sort it, how to price it, and which locations it will go to. So the logistics of that. And then I have a lot of time that I spend with the live auction in regards to marketing and bringing that, just getting unique ideas to the auction as well.
So what would you say would be one of the most challenging parts about this type of business you're in, or what you're doing currently?
The lack of an understanding of what tomorrow is going to look like in regards to product.
Sure.
If we were able to say, hey, we know that each week or each month we'll be able to count on X amount of treadmills or X amount of baby cribs, and be able to brand around that, we do a little bit of direct ordering with companies. Like we buy diapers direct from some companies, and some toys we buy direct, so we can kind of build around that, but it's not our business model. So it is challenging. So we may go, get into January and have 400 kayaks we need to sell. And then next in February, it may be 200 fireplaces we need to sell. So we have to just do a quick halt and change direction on how we're marketing and who we're trying to sell to, and things of that nature. So again, the uniqueness of what we get is the challenge, but it's also what keeps us unique to the customer. It's what keeps, it makes my days enjoyable because it's never redundant. It's never a redundant day when we're opening these truckloads and sourcing them and merchandising them and pushing them out to the stores.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to ask you next, more on the other side of what is, what's the motivation that keeps you going and running this business. And
love the challenge. Honestly, love the challenge of it.
Love the challenge. Okay.
It's every day, every week, every truck is a unique opportunity. The people that work with us are just fantastic. They've been able to get us to we wouldn't be where we were without the team we have. The team is just fantastic. So that's a motivation for me in itself, to just keep these guys motivated, keep them happy at work. My wife and I have decided, several years ago, that as we were growing this company, that a culture within our business was going to be at the forefront of what we try to do. And we want our staff and our employees and our customers just to feel a part of what we're trying to accomplish in regards to running this business.
One thing about me is I love community. I love local, and it was cool to see on your website, you have a tab that says fellowship, and it talks about some of the organizations, nonprofits, and even faith-based organizations you guys have helped supported Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure.
So,
We're active members within our local church. We go to World Outreach Church in
yeah,
Murfreesboro, and we're active members there. I've been volunteering for years with the children's ministry, so has my wife. At last year, I was asked to be a board member for Greenhouse Ministries in Murfreesboro, which does a lot of great work for the working poor, for women in need. So I've been with Greenhouse Ministries for a year now on the board, and that's just an exciting opportunity that we work with them as well. My wife is jointly working with some of the women in Israel, doing some of the donations there where they provide different type of products and help and support for them as well. So we're always trying to do our part. We don't think we're doing enough. We really don't think we're doing enough, and we're trying to continue to expand on that, to just be some sort of helpful force within this. We love this community, and
yeah.
we want to give back as much as we can.
So what else are you doing when you're not at the store or working? If you have
Not
time.
often, not just
No?
recently. I am a workaholic. It's probably one of my my negative attributes. I have a hard time on days that I'm not working. Monday through Saturday I work all day, and Sunday's a very difficult day for me. But I get to detox and hang out with my kids. I'm coaching my son's middle school basketball team as an assistant coach, which my wife encouraged me to do, which has kind of slowed me down and allowed me to kind of get out of work a couple days early each week and to work with these kids in basketball. And I've enjoyed that a lot. I like the challenge. I like to be busy. I like to do things, and I think I've realized that it doesn't have to always be work related. I can do. My son will challenge me in many ways on the basketball court, so I've taken that on.
Yeah, yeah. What are some of your guys' favorite places to go or things to do around the Nashville area?
Sure. Well, when we first moved up here, we didn't know much, and we loved to go to Nashville. We just love to walk on Broad Street. There's not a lot like that from South Florida. South Florida is a much different atmosphere.
Right.
So we really loved going up and down just the Nashville streets, and even the back roads and West End and cool little places like that, finding nice little places for appetizers and drinks, and we really enjoyed that. And then as our business has grown, we've had less and less time, but we love the Murfreesboro area. There's a lot of great restaurants here. We enjoy going out to, but with two kids, my son's 12 and my daughter's 7. We spend a lot of time with them. We enjoy going out with them, taking them out, whether it's parks or just playing in front of the house and being active. We're an active family. We're not a sit on the couch family, so we like to get out and do as much as we can outside.
What's the plans for 2020? I mean, we're just getting into 2020 by the time this podcast comes out, but are you, looking at trying to build up brands or retail space?
Well, if you asked me that question last year, the goal was expansion. We had we called it a 2020 vision, and we did it in 2018, and it was to have 5 locations in 2 auction houses. As this year has gone along, we felt that as we gave more attention to detail to the 3 stores we have and the 1 auction house we had, we gained more traction. We felt like we were providing a better service to our customers, better end product. The employees were having a better experience because we weren't so spaced out. Our focus was more on a smaller focal point. So what we've decided for 2020 is to really just fine tune what we have. We're excited about this new auction house in Murfreesboro. We're going to ramp that up to really be hopefully a big event, big opportunity for people of Rutherford County to come out to and get the word out. Most people, every day somebody comes into our store and says, "Hey, I didn't know you were here." So we want to keep building on that. And as of right now, we're very content with the locations we have. Not opposed to growth, but want to make sure we're doing it in a smart way.
Well, awesome. To wrap up here, how can my listeners find out more about you online?
Well,
Yep.
the website is bestdealintown.com, and from there you'll be able to navigate to information about all three stores: Smyrna, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet. Also eBay and the auction house. Our primary way of getting information out, as most small businesses are, is through our Facebook page, which is the Yard Sale Store, and it's the Yard Sale Store Smyrna, Murfreesboro, Mount Juliet. The auction house is the Auction House of Smyrna, soon to be the Auction House of Murfreesboro, but you can still find it through the first one. And again, what's great about the social media page, Facebook and Instagram, is that we're able to update what we have, what's going on on a daily basis in real time. So as stuff's coming in, they're posting stuff there on Facebook, not necessarily on the website, but the Facebook page is definitely a great way to kind of keep your finger on the pulse, what's going on at the store.
Yeah, well, awesome, Shawn. Thanks a lot for doing this. Is there anything else before we end this that you think's worth sharing?
I think it was a fantastic opportunity for you to invite me on. I really appreciate you asking all the great questions and giving me the opportunity to talk about something that I love, my business, and it's just we're excited on what we're doing, and we're just appreciative of people taking notice.